In this video, I'll discuss finding the geometric center of shapes and compare it to the visual centers. And it's in my book, Ellen's Guide to Design Elements on Amazon. And please remember to subscribe. So here's a simple problem, finding the center of a shape with an even number of sides. And these are all polygons with straight sides. So this is a four-sided figure. You draw the diagonals and the center is in the middle where they intersect. This is a hexagon. I connected opposite sides together 3 times, and when I did that, I found the center of the hexagon. And we do the same thing for an octagon, connect opposite sides together to find its middle. So what about finding the center of a shape with an odd number of sides? So for any triangle, you connect one corner to the middle of the opposite side. So these two sides are equal. And here again, I took the corner and went to the middle of the opposite sides. And when you do that 2 times, you get the center of the triangle. With the pentagon, I did the same thing. I went from the corner to the middle of the opposite sides to find its center. So a little harder, how do we find the center of a cube? And what you do is you take opposite sides like here and here, and you connect them together. And if you do that with a few opposite sides, then you will find the center of the cube. Now, what about this pentagonal prism? It's got a pentagon on both ends, and it has rectangles on the sides. So find the center of the pentagon by going from a corner to the middle of the opposite side. Do that several times and you get the center. Do the same thing here with the bottom of the pentagonal prism. And then for the sides, all you have to do is find diagonals. And when you draw horizontal and vertical lines from all of those centers, you get this center of the form, which for our purposes is good enough. Now, finding the center of an irregular polygon is a little more complicated. You could cut this shape out of stiff paper and balance it on the tip of your finger to find the center. Alternatively, you could hold it at one corner, so I'm holding it here, and drop a plumb line, which is a string with a weight on it, and draw where that would go from this point that you're holding. So we have this one line. And then turn the shape and do it again. So here's the first plumb line that we found. And we're going to now hold it here and draw a plumb line down like that. And that gives us this as the center. And if you want to double check, you turn the shape around again. And here I have a third plumb line that goes down and it goes through the center like that. So in this case, I'm going to compare crosses, where their centers are and how that affects the balance. And I put 3 crosses on vertical planes and on horizontal planes, the same crosses. So on vertical planes, this one looks less balanced than this one. The horizontal cross should be smaller, and the higher it is, the smaller it should be, because the top of a picture has more visual weight than the bottom of the picture. So this looks well balanced, this much less so. This does not look balanced because the horizontal bar is too long compared to the vertical bar. Now, what happens when they're put on horizontal surfaces? Well, these two look equally well balanced. But this one does not, because it has too much going into the distance and not enough of the cross in front. So far, we've been talking about the geometric center, but the visual center is actually more important. And the visual center is where the eye thinks the center of the picture is. So if we look at this picture, the visual center is probably in the middle of this piano, somewhere around here, in the middle of this square. But the geometric center, when we look at the intersection of diagonals, is down here. So I have here this white dot is the geometric center, The red dot is the visual center. And the visual center depends on the shapes in the picture. And it usually does not, it usually is not in the geometric center. That means it usually is not where the diagonals cross. Here's another example where the geometric center would be about here or over here. And I feel like the visual center is in the middle of the mass of children, maybe about here. So you could see that in this case, the visual center is below and to the right of the geometric center. So check out my book on Amazon, Ellen's Guide to Design Elements, and please remember to subscribe.